I've been seeing a lot of comic book hot takes recently, and I thought I'd join in on the fun. I don't know if I'd have any hot takes as hot as this.
BVS is the best DC movie that I think they've ever made. Outside of DCEU, like, we're talking all the way back to the 40s, everything they've made, BVS is like the pinnacle of it.
But I'll give it a shot. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 of my comic book hot takes, MCU edition. But before we jump into it, please be sure to give this video a like. It would really help me and my small channel out a lot. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video. With that said, let's jump into it. Okay, my first MCU hot take is that I think Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is better than Doctor Strange 2016. I just think it's much more of an entertaining movie. In Doctor Strange 2016, it just takes so long to see Doctor Strange do any type of magic, and we don't even really get to see him use that many spells. It takes like an hour and a half before he learns to do the whole spinny portal thing, and beyond that, he really doesn't do anything else. Sure, he uses the Infinity Stone in the last like 10 minutes of the movie, but the only other fight scene he has in the movie is with Caecilius's henchmen in the mansion, and he's just doing like glowy fist karate with them. Call me crazy, but I want my magic-based comic book characters to do magic. Which is why I think I like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness so much better. I mean, Doctor Strange is a fully formed wizard at this point. He's a lot more confident in his abilities, he's fighting magic monsters, and he duels off against Scarlet Witch. And at one point, he even possesses his corpse from another dimension. I mean, what are we talking about here? How is this not peak? Multiverse of Madness is a fun, action-packed adventure story that feels like you just picked up a comic book. I think bringing in Sam Raimi as a director on this movie added a lot to a character like Doctor Strange, because there's a lot of cool, weird, creepy magic stuff that happens in this movie. I mean, watching Scarlet Witch get herself out of the mirror dimension feels like it's ripped right out of a horror movie. Doctor Strange has a musical battle against another variant of himself. And I know a lot of people don't like how they made Wanda a villain in this movie because people think that she learned her lesson from WandaVision, but I would argue that she actually didn't learn her lesson. The post-credit scene showed that she got corrupted by the Darkhold, showing that no, she did not let her kids dying go. So I think it fits well in the narrative of Multiverse of Madness. I also think a lot of people hate on Multiverse of Madness because they had these expectations of what this movie was going to be, just like a cavalcade of cameos, kind of what Deadpool and Wolverine was. And when they didn't get those specific cameos that they were expecting, like Tom Cruise's superior Iron Man, they were pissed. Even though I think the fan service that we did get in that movie was more than serviceable. We get a live-action Captain Carter, which at the point where this movie was released, people weren't too sick of her yet. We get the return of Black Bolt, which nobody was expecting. We get John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic, who up until that point, everyone was pretty much fan casting him to be the next Mr. Fantastic, and we actually got him. And to top it all off, we got Patrick Stewart returning as Professor X, but with his design from the 90s X-Men cartoon. Now, I'm not saying that this is the best MCU movie ever or that it doesn't have its problems, but I think that it's much more entertaining than the original Doctor Strange. Moving on to my next hot take, I think that Thor 2011 is the best Thor movie. If you were to ask me 5 years ago what my favorite Thor movie was, I would absolutely, no hesitation, would have said Thor Ragnarok. And I still find that movie somewhat enjoyable, but after having watched Thor Love and Thunder, I can see the direct pipeline from Thor Ragnarok to Thor Love and Thunder. And since we're talking about Thor the Dark World, I think gets too much hate. It might be the second best Thor movie. Sure, it's pretty boring, but at least it's true to the character of Thor. Plus, we get to see a lot of Asgardian lore in it. That one I can already sense is going to be pretty controversial. My next hot take is that I don't think Ant-Man should have gotten his own film franchise. And I'm not just saying that because Ant-Man and the Wasp and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania are bad movies. They are bad movies, but that's not why I'm saying that. I just don't think that there is all that much to the character of Ant-Man. Don't get me wrong, the first Ant-Man movie is pretty good. I think it's one of the most rewatchable MCU movies, and I think they adapted the character of Ant-Man pretty well. But beyond that, it's pretty clear that the MCU has no idea what to do with Ant-Man. They're just kind of using him as a crutch and a gateway to introduce the quantum realm and explore different types of storytelling throughout the multiverse. I mean, there's really nothing to the character of Scott Lang. I mean, he doesn't have any arcs or change at all in any of his appearances throughout the MCU, and there's really not all that much to him. He's a thief with a heart of gold who only steals from rich people who deserve it. I mean, there's not really that much to that character. So I think the first Ant-Man movie is pretty good, but I think they should have stopped his franchise right after that. He could absolutely still appear in movies like Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, but it's pretty obvious that the MCU has no idea what to do with him, so they should have not made those last two movies. Okay, this next one might be my most controversial opinion, but I think that Shang-Chi is severely overrated.
You what?
Does it have some of the best action in the MCU? Yes. Does it have one of the best villains in the MCU? Yes. Beyond that, there's not really much to this story. I think the third act falls on its face pretty badly. I also think that Awkwafina's character might be the most insufferable character in the MCU. I think she's like all of the Disney, Marvel, MCU quippy jokes that everyone shits on. She's all of that like rolled up into one character. This movie also sets up a lot of stuff that has ultimately had zero payoff. Honestly, I think it's a pretty middle of the road MCU movie. I would rank this movie with movies like the first Ant-Man movie or Iron Man 2, movies that are good but not great. Everyone glazes Shang-Chi like it's a top tier MCU movie, but I heavily disagree on that. I don't know, maybe I need to rewatch this movie, but I maintain my opinion until that day comes. Okay, and for my last hot take for this video, I think that Smart Hulk in Avengers Endgame was a good idea. At the time, hear me out. I don't think that Marvel planned to use Hulk at all after Avengers Endgame. I think that this is one of the characters that they were ready to say goodbye to. And with thinking that, I think that they wanted to give us a bit more fan service with Hulk, which is why they gave us Smart Hulk. It's absolutely something that nobody was expecting the MCU to adapt, and I think it took a lot of people by surprise when they sat down in cinemas to watch this movie. Maybe they also did it for plot reasons because Hulk does play a pretty big role in Avengers Endgame with the whole logistics of the time travel plan. But unfortunately, I don't think Marvel planned this far ahead and have kind of written themselves in a corner with exploring any more Hulk stories. And those are some of my MCU hot takes, but I would love to know some of yours. Rage bait me in the comments below. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video, and please consider subscribing so you don't miss my next video. With that said, I'll see you in the next one.